All right, ready to dive in. Today, we're looking at the work of Yaniv Altshuler.
Should be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And we're basing this on an essay about him from AIVIPs.org.
Sounds good.
So it's not just about making AI smarter. Altshuler wants to solve real problems with AI. Think misinformation, cybersecurity, even things like disaster management.
You know, that's what's really cool about Altshuler's work. He's focused on AI for good, really thinking about those ethical questions.
Absolutely. So who is this guy? His background isn't the typical AI story.
No, not really. I mean, he's got a strong foundation in math, computer science, and engineering.
Wow, all three.
Yeah, it gives him a unique perspective for sure, a really holistic approach to AI.
Interesting. And I read he spent time at MIT's Media Lab.
Ah, the Media Lab. That explains a lot. That place is like a hotbed for innovation.
Makes sense that he's doing such groundbreaking work then. And the awards and publications definitely back that up. So we know he's the real deal. But what's he actually doing? One thing that blows my mind is his research on crowd dynamics. Like, using AI to predict how humans behave.
Yeah, that's some next level stuff. He uses this concept called swarm intelligence.
Swarm intelligence.
It's inspired by ant colonies. Think about how ants work together with limited information to achieve these complex goals like finding food or building a nest.
Right.
Altshuler applies that to AI. He creates algorithms that break big problems into smaller tasks, and then individual agents tackle those tasks, interacting and learning, just like ants in a colony.
But so it's not one big AI brain, but more like a network of smaller ones.
Exactly. It's adaptable, resilient, perfect for dynamic problems like predicting crowd behavior.
So how would this work in the real world?
Imagine being able to predict how a crowd might react during an emergency, or how traffic patterns will change after a big event.
That would be incredible for first responders, city planners, all sorts of people.
Exactly, and it shows how Altshuler is focused on real-world solutions, not just advancing AI for the sake of it.
Yeah, that focus on practical problems really comes through, like his work with network science, too. What exactly is that?
It's basically the study of complex systems, how they function and interact, things like social networks, transportation systems, even financial markets.
That's complicated.
It is. But Altshuler uses AI to model these networks, helping us understand stuff like how information spreads or how diseases travel.
Even things like financial crises, right?
Right. And by understanding these systems, we can potentially spot vulnerabilities, prevent things like cascading failures, or even the spread of misinformation.
It's all pretty mind-blowing. So we've got this groundbreaking approach with swarm intelligence applied to huge networks to understand and predict events. It's almost like science fiction coming to life. But where does Altshuler's focus on AI for good fit into all this?
That's what sets him apart. He has a very strong ethical stance, believes AI should enhance human capabilities, not replace them.
So no robot overlords in his vision of the future.
No, definitely not. He sees AI as a tool to solve problems, but it needs to be developed responsibly. Transparency is a big thing for him, making sure we understand how AI works and that we can hold it accountable.
That's a refreshing perspective, especially in a field where everyone seems focused on pushing boundaries without thinking of the consequences.
Absolutely. Altshuler is showing us the importance of ethics in AI. He's not just building clever algorithms, he's building systems to benefit humanity while minimizing potential harm.
It sounds like he's really walking that tightrope, pushing the boundaries of AI while making sure it's used for the right reasons.
Exactly. That's what makes his work so compelling. He's not just brilliant, he's a leader. He gets the impact AI will have on the world, and he's trying to shape that future in a positive way.
That's awesome. But I want to know more about his actual projects. I know he's involved in a lot, from combating misinformation to improving cybersecurity.
Absolutely. And those projects really showcase his innovative approach and that unwavering commitment to using AI for good.
Well, let's dive into those projects.
So we were talking about those projects Altshuler is involved in.
Yeah, let's get into some specifics, like his work on fighting misinformation. Fake news is everywhere these days.
It really is. It's tough to know what to believe. But Altshuler's using AI to fight back.
How's he doing that?
Well, one way is using natural language processing to analyze stuff like news articles and social media posts.
Natural language processing. So like teaching computers to understand us.
Exactly. Training algorithms to spot those telltale signs of fake news.
What kind of signs?
Think sensationalized language, lack of credible sources, stuff like that. It's like having an AI fact checker in the background.
Wow. So it helps us cut through all the noise.
Yeah. But it's more than that.
Hmm.
Altshuler's also using AI to track how misinformation spreads. By mapping those networks, seeing how these false stories go viral, like epidemiology, but for information.
I get it. Understand how it spreads, and you can stop it more effectively.
Exactly, and this could apply to anything online, from social media to forums. Altshuler's work could really improve how we consume information online.
For sure. Okay, another big one is cybersecurity. Everyone's affected by that.
Absolutely. It's crucial. And old school defenses just aren't cutting it anymore. AI's stepping in.
How so?
Altshuler's building systems that can detect and respond to cyber attacks instantly. They analyze tons of data. Network traffic, system logs, user behavior, looking for anything unusual.
Like an AI security guard, always on watch.
It's a good analogy. And these systems are fast. They can often stop threats before any real damage is done.
That's impressive. But does it worry you?
Right. And in cybersecurity, that means humans and AI working together, combining their strengths for a better defense.
That makes sense. Okay, all of this is great, but what about real-world examples? How is this stuff actually being used?
Good question. Let's talk about disaster response. Think earthquakes, hurricanes, those critical moments when time is everything. Altshuler's building systems that can help emergency responders make faster, smarter decisions.
Oh.
Imagine an AI analyzing social media, weather reports, sensor data, all in real time to get a complete picture of the situation.
Okay, I'm following.
Then it uses that information to pinpoint the areas that need the most help. It can figure out the best way to use resources, even predict how things might change.
So it's like an AI command center directing the entire response.
Exactly. Giving first responders the best tools and info to save lives and minimize damage. It's all about using AI to make a real difference.
Yeah, you can really see that commitment to positive impact in his work.
It's everywhere, from personalized education to helping businesses make better decisions. He's even using AI to fight climate change.
He really is pushing the boundaries. It's incredible.
And he's doing it ethically, making sure it benefits humanity and helps us create a better future.
It's inspiring to see. Okay, there's one more thing I want to ask about. Blockchain. I keep hearing that connected to Altshuler's work, but I don't quite get how it fits in.
Blockchain. It's a fascinating technology, still relatively new, but it has the potential to completely change how we handle information.
Can you give me the quick rundown? What exactly is it?
Sure. Basically, it's a super secure way to keep records. Think of a digital ledger spread across a network of computers. It's almost impossible to tamper with.
So it's like a really, really safe digital filing cabinet.
Yeah, something like that. And since it's decentralized, there's no single point of failure. That makes it incredibly tough to hack.
Okay, I get the secure part, but how does this connect to AI?
Altshuler is actually a pioneer in merging these two powerful technologies. He's exploring how blockchain can make AI systems even more transparent and trustworthy.
I'm not sure I follow. Can you give me an example?
Sure. Think about healthcare. Imagine all your medical records on a blockchain, safe and sound, only accessible to the right people.
That sounds pretty secure, but where's the AI?
Now imagine AI algorithms analyzing that data to give you personalized treatment recommendations, or even predict potential health risks.
Okay, interesting. But how does blockchain make the AI more trustworthy?
Because your data is on a blockchain, it's virtually tamper-proof. No one can mess with it, which means they can't manipulate the AI's analysis either. That transparency builds trust, especially in sensitive fields like healthcare.
That makes sense. So blockchain brings the security and transparency, while AI brings the intelligence and analysis. Together, they make a pretty powerful team.
Exactly. And this combination could revolutionize so many fields, not just healthcare.
Wow, the possibilities are mind-blowing. Altshuler's really at the forefront of this whole technological shift, isn't he?
He really is. He's not only pushing AI forward, but he's also finding these incredible ways to combine it with other technologies, like blockchain, to create solutions for some of the world's biggest problems.
It's truly inspiring work, but it makes you think, what are the long-term implications of all of this? What does this AI-powered future really look like?
That is the big question, and one we need to think about carefully. It is a big question. What does this future with AI really look like?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, AI is popping up everywhere, but the potential impact is hard to grasp.
It is, but imagine AI helping us make better decisions. Everywhere. Healthcare, city planning, resource management. Think about AI predicting and stopping cyber attacks, keeping our infrastructure safe.
Sounds pretty ideal. But what about the downsides? We've all seen those sci-fi movies where AI goes rogue.
True, those concerns are valid. That's why what Altshuler's doing is so important. Developing AI responsibly, keeping it under human control, making sure it aligns with our values.
So it's not just about the tech, it's about how we use it.
Exactly. We need those honest conversations about AI's impact, privacy, jobs, ethics. Altshuler's work gives us a framework for that, to develop AI that benefits everyone.
So he's showing us a path, a way forward, where AI is a force for good. But it's on us to make it happen.
That's a great way to put it. He's not just a tech guy, he's a visionary. He's not just building tools, he's shaping the future.
I'm excited about this future, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little nervous too.
No.
AI has the power to change everything. It's a bit overwhelming, all the unknowns.
I get that. It's a mix of emotions, but that's what makes it so exciting, right? We're living through a massive technological shift, and we have a chance to steer it in the right direction.
With people like Altshuler leading the way, I'm feeling optimistic. His dedication to using AI for good, it's really inspiring.
I agree.
Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the work of Yaniv Altshuler. Based on that essay from AIVIPS.org, it's been a fascinating look at his work, and I'll definitely be keeping an eye on what he does next.
Me too. He's a real trailblazer in AI. His work could change our world for generations to come.
For our listeners, if you're interested, dig into his research, follow his journey. It's an incredible ride, trust me.
And remember, the more we understand about AI, the better we can navigate its impact, and hopefully make sure it's used to make the world a better place.
Well said. Until next time, keep exploring and stay curious.